I ain't gonna cap. I flick my son. When he do something bad, I flick the nigga. Cause I feel like it's all about fixing shit. It's the consequence shit. Your child has not done nothing bad enough to sit there and get scolded like that. That's literally you picking on somebody. That's what that comes off as. My mom had a power trip. That's why she did shit like that. She didn't have power in real life. You feel me? Once she got married, she had no more power over the household. So how do you do that? You now take it out on your children. That's not right. And that's coming from a nigga with 2 kids. You feel me?
Facts.
So,
Facts.
I'm not telling you how to raise your kids. Everybody each his own, but that beating shit ain't work on me, and that locking me up shit ain't work on me. Cause now I ain't scared of shit.
Now we
So if you
changed
want
the
your
game.
child to not care
Yeah,
about shit
No,
and
hey.
not
respect
now.
shit,
I'm
do
not
that.
gonna lock this. Not saying like I gotta say you gotta be creative with this. You
If you
gotta
want to
make your.
discipline your child, I'm gonna be real with you right now, right? If you want to discipline your child, put the nigga on the wall, let him squat there on that wall for about 10 minutes. I promise you they'll get this shit together. And that's
Yeah,
Or
just
let
that's a
that little
smart.
nigga
No, but
hold up
that's
that's
the
a smart
called
wall.
idea.
Wait,
That's
is
a
that's
that not
productive activity, though.
it's
He's
productive.
being
Hey,
punished, but he's
look at. I want you
productive.
to
I
count. I
agree.
want you to look at the wall and count how many fucking dots is right there till I get tired. And that's cool. It's nothing wrong with that. I'm not hurting him, nothing like that. But his feet gonna hurt, so he's gonna think about it. So the next time he fuck up, he might be over there for 2 hours. I'm gonna leave the
Hey,
nigga
My
over there
pops
till
had me
that's
holding
I
them
perfect.
remember I
logs,
got a
bro.
kid. You
Like
feel me?
200 push-ups, nigga. You
chores?
me 200
Chores
I'm
is
not
push-ups.
even
work.
gonna make him
Or
do push-ups because then he gonna get. I don't want him to learn nothing from this activity. You feel me? But I don't want to. I don't want to be wrong at the
see, I
same
don't believe in
time.
that. Man. I believe in productivity and recidivism. I want you to
So
be
you
able
gonna
to
give him a
learn.
book while you doing all of that? While you mixing them up,
He
you
gonna
gonna give him
throw
a
that
Yeah.
book?
bitch on the ground.
That
No,
makes no
nigga.
sense.
How does it not make sense? Productive activity and
Hey,
deprivation of
let
You
let
gonna
that
make
of
him
nigga
cut
hold
the
up some
grass?
All right,
law.
you gotta let him speak. He let you speak respectfully. You gotta let him speak.
deprivation of pleasure and productive activities. That's the way you change a human being's mind because you don't get to do what he wants to do, but it is still something that's positive that affects him. When you whoop a kid, he's like, shit, I just got a hurt ass and that's it. What the fuck did I learn? I got a hurt
So
ass.
what happens when he like mowing the grass and when he like taking the trash out and when he like washing the dishes?
Be realistic, Sammy.
I'm being
Honestly.
realistic. I love cutting
Hey,
grass.
mowing the grass is
When
fucking
you look at
fun.
that
What do you
grass, nigga,
mean?
after
Hey,
the
that
You're
shit
Do
go
you
you're
take
hard.
older. You're
Yeah,
you're
that's hey,
older.
mowing the grass is kind of fun.
As a
there ain't
kid,
nothing wrong with these chores that y'all naming. I'm
Yeah, you
hating.
feel what I'm saying? You
then
get
take
control with a
away the fun
lawnmower.
ones there, man?
Facts,
Take away
bro.
fun ones.
Niggas just lay.
okay, give them a raggedy mower, a mow liner, whatever you call it. I don't even
Or
know how
yeah,
to say that shit.
make it harder.
A lawnmower. There we go. There we go. Give them a raggedy one. It
I
won't be
get
so
real
fun.
creative, bro. I tell my son to like scrub all the spots out the damn floor, bro. He don't want to do that shit. You know what I'm saying? Like little happy shit, man. He not gonna hate me after I'm done disciplining him. That's the point of discipline. You don't want to create little monsters, bro. You don't. Real
I
shit.
do want monsters. I want some savages, nigga. Fuck these young ass piece of shit ass lazy niggas. Take over the world. These
Appreciate
weak
you, Phil,
minded
coming in.
motherfuckers, nigga.
I thought this nigga was talking about slaves when I first walked in here. That's why I had to
Yeah,
like.
no, you gotta. That's my nigga Phil. You gotta give him a minute to get it all out. You feel what I'm saying?
That nigga
Appreciate
hate.
that, Phil. Bringing back the primalism. Feel what I'm saying? Return to primal. What
I just like to
who was
call
next?
CTS on that nigga, man. He was playing, y'all. He was playing.
I think it was Dre, then Melanated, then 1212.
How y'all doing?
Was good.
I'm gonna address the first question. It says, "Is it whooping your child wrong?" It's absolutely not wrong. Um, However, as a father, I see a lot of people, a lot of men here saying that they rule their houses with fear. Um, which for me, that's one of the worst ways you can rule a house is through fear. I think respect and understanding is how you truly rule a house, right? I grew up in foster care. I feared my foster parents. I feared them. I feared what they would do. So I snuck and did things to get around what would come out of me fearing them. So I feared what the outcome was going to be when it was their turn to discipline me, right? Um, Growing up, I had to actually be legally adopted. And once I got out of my legally adopted family, it kind of taught me structure and how to rear a child, like what comes with raising a child, like what comes with punishment, like with punishment being proper. And at times I may have to grab him up real quick to let him know, hey, I'm not your as much as excuse me, let me correct myself. A lot of people say, hey, my son is not my friend. My son is my best friend. That is my little best friend. But he's gonna respect me as my other friends do. Right? He's gonna respect me as my other friends do. When it comes to whooping him, I could probably count on how many hands, on one hand, how many whoopings I've had to give my son Eli, because I'm able to sit him down and help him. I believe one of the first steps in discipline is teaching, right? Like, I can't discipline you for doing something wrong if I don't tell you what you did wrong, if I don't make you understand what was done wrong to get to that point. And again, with that being said, like, I never want my son to fear me. My hands, my company, my body is meant to be a warming place for the rest of his life. So I would never, ever, ever want him to look at me and say, hey, I feared my dad. No, I respected my dad. So therefore, I did what he asked me to do the first time, the way he asked me to, because not only that's the way he taught me, I understood that when it was time to be disciplined by my father, I didn't like it. I understood that the discipline that came with my father, it was off putting enough to the point that whatever he asked me to do, I made sure it was done. Not out of fear, out of respect. So I'm gonna land my plane here. Is whooping your child wrong? No, because there are times, like I said, I can count on one how many hands I've had to sit Eli down and say, "Hey, I'm going to spank you. This is why. It's going to hurt. You're going to cry, and you can use me to comfort and talk about whatever you need to talk about when you're done. But you're getting a whooping, right? I can count on one hand how many times I've had to do that. But there was still a level of understanding where he had to come back, and we had to sit down and say, "Hey, I understand what I did wrong, Dad. It won't happen again, Dad. How can we fix it for the next time, Dad?" Those are the ways, like I hear a lot of people saying fear and my kid's gonna fear me and I'm not their friend. And again, I'm not here to tell anyone how to parent, but I tell you, just look at yourself and reassess that, because these people grow into adults, and if you damage them, they damage their child, and they damage their child, and it's just a cycle that just goes on. So I'll land my plane there, but uh, yeah, whoopings aren't wrong. It's just you got to teach your kids so that when you are whooping them, they understand what it's for.
Wait, you said whoopings are wrong?
No, they're not wrong. They
Oh,
just
okay,
need to
okay,
be
okay.
used properly, I guess you can say.
Facts. Okay, appreciate the words. Appreciate the words. What's good? What the fuck I say? Melanated.
Yeah, go ahead, brother. I appreciate that. I'm gonna piggyback on something what brother Dre just said. Me personally, I'm not my kids' friends. I'm their associates, because when they have friends, it's a level of respect between their friends and how they go about doing their things. Our conversations are on pretty much a adult situation, from a father to a son, not a friend to a friend. To me, and I see this a lot when you try to be, and I don't know how, like you say, I'm not speaking for your household, brother Dre, so please don't think I'm coming at you. But when you get your friends, you come at your friends a different way that you come at your parents. And if I try to be a friend, to me, for what I have seen in my 46 years of living, brother, well, when you got that a friend level with that child, you know what I'm saying? You got a friend level, those children tend to try to half-ass disrespect. But when you know, hey, I'm your associate and I'm not your friend, then you know, hey, it's a level that you're not gonna take it there. I'm a firm believer, like I say, brother Dre. I got 8 kids, and I stayed on my kids' ass. To me, and it's just me, and you raise your house differently. I believe it's like maybe 60%, maybe even 70% respect and 30% fear. Because a kid, to me, should have a healthy dose of fear of their parent. Not to say that I'm gonna go out here and damn near murder my child, but like I said earlier, I don't know if you was listening, when my daughter was at the party when she was 17, and she feared the consequences of what would happen if she let her parents down, out of respect. Because to me, those two tie hand in hand, brother. Like I say, I'm not coming for you, brother Dre. Please don't think that, 'cause we having a healthy conversation here. But I just really believe in the way I raise my kids, and it's like 70% respect and another 30% of fear. You mix that in a gumbo, you got something in a kid. You know what I'm saying? That's just me and sister. I think that was the Dungeon Master, whatever your name is, sister. I, whew, I wish you the best on that. Them little badass kids. I don't know who you dealing with, what city you in, but I wish you the very best. I wish you nothing but the best. But like I say, brother Dre, I'm not coming for your throat. I'm just, speaking from the heart here. I really believe that you gotta mix some fear in there a little bit. And I communicate with all my kids all the time. Me and my kids, we communicate. My 2 oldest daughters are in Atlanta. They talk to me about every fucking thing. But that's on the associates level. That's not on the friend level. Because you got a difference between friends and associates. Go ahead, Brother Dre. Go ahead if you want to rebuttal, please.
No, I want to ask, do you ever feel like out of fear your children have ever hid anything from you? Just out of pure fear, not respect, just out of fear. They were just like, hey, they may have even told your wife or their mother, hey, I'm going to tell you this, but please don't tell dad, out of fear. Do you feel like that may be the case for any situation?
No.
Whether they were
No,
children
not,
or no. So you
no.
feel like your children have never, ever not disclosed anything to you?
Because if you hide something, that means you up to some shit that ain't right, to me. If you hiding something from the old man, that means it ain't right. Because if I tell you, look here, man, do not go and ask your mama for some money when I told you I wasn't gonna give you no money. Then you slip behind me and say, mama, don't tell daddy, but I need $5 for this, and this. That tells me you trying to be deceptive, brother. So now if you come to me, you come to me and you on some real shit, and you tell me I need $5. Well, why you need $5? Daddy, we got I'm just gonna say a general. We got a field trip coming up tomorrow, and I need $5 for my field trip to pay. You know, mama gave me this. I'm just saying, mama gave me this for my lunch, but I want to buy a souvenir. I'm just gonna throw it out there. That's not being deceptive. When you hiding shit, to me, that's being deceptive. Now, that's grounds for getting your ass cut. Because to me, that's being totally disrespectful. You don't never be deceptive. Because me and my kids, and I get on these spaces, and I can't speak to you, but Brother Paris and 1212 and Sister Rose and King know me. I love my wife. I love my kids to death. We communicate. When we eat, and it may sound old fashioned, I have a bowl, literally a bowl in the center of my goddamn table. Put your cell phone in here. We're gonna eat and we're gonna talk. I need to know what's going on. I communicate. I come from a family where we communicated, Brother Drake. And that right there, that's why I said that 30% of fear that comes with communication. You know, if you're getting your ass cut, and I tell you, hey, like I said earlier, we go to Piggly Wiggly when I was a little dude, a wine garden, a Woolworth down here in the South. You got out the car, and it was a known fact. When I stopped walking, you better walk into me. That's how close you need to be walking to me. If you don't do that, because I know how these white folks operate. You 10, I'm 35. My mind's on a whole nother level. I've seen some shit that you have never seen. So therefore, I'm not going to let my baby run into a goddamn brick wall because I'm right there for my baby. That's what I'm talking about, Brother Drake. I'm just, if you being deceptive, you being deceptive. And I'm going to land my plane. But however you do it, bro, I commend you. Long as to me, and I'm going to shut up and listen, long as you in that baby life and on a positive tip, man, you get the flowers from me, brother. You get the utmost flowers, man. Because of all that bullshit that black men don't take care of their children, that's bullshit, brother. I'll be on these spaces.
You a real man, bro.
I hear these thorough motherfuckers. Appreciate that, Brother Jody. I hear these weak ass dudes over here talking about. Now I'm talking about these white boys. I ain't talking about us. I hear brothers out here talking about how they take care of their motherfucking kids, how they handle their business. So as a grown man, from one grown man to another, Brother Dre, I'm giving you your fucking flowers over the internet, brother. I can't be right there close to you, but you got an electronic hug coming from me. And that ain't no homosexual shit. That's showing love, brother. And I'm going to shut up and listen, man.
Real.
Bars.
Yeah, I just want to say this.
I think he was talking to Dre. Let me see if he responds first.
No,
hey, just to piggyback off, bro.
I appreciate what you're saying. I do. I hear you. Again, everybody's. I'm not saying this like it's a bad thing. I'm here to. I appreciate having some insight from the way you run your home. I only have one child. I mean, that's all I want. But for me, leaving myself open to be a friend, second to being a parent, has allowed my son to come to me with things that may seem a little bit more advanced coming from somebody as young as 10. And again, that's just how I rule my house. I understand how you rule yours, and I'm not knocking it. I'm not saying it's wrong. I just know what works for me. I hear what's working for you. I appreciate the love, and I send it back to you. Hope your family as well.
Thank you, my brother. I appreciate that. Like I say, Brother Dre, man, you good people with me. I don't know you from a hole in the ground, but from coming to the bottom of my heart, man, keep that shit up. Please keep, because that young bull, when he turned into an older bull, he's gonna appreciate what his old man did for him, man. Trust me, I know, man. My dad been dead since August. I miss this motherfucker every day. I miss my dad got a 8x10 sitting on my nightstand. I conversates with my dad, and I'm getting kind of emotional, but bro, keep it up, bro.
I just wanted to say that
That's real. That's real.
fear's not a negative thing, bro. The world runs off fear, regardless of what people think, right? So you don't you respect the laws not because the laws are there. You respect them because of consequences of breaking them. You get what I'm saying? That's what keeps people from not committing murder. That's good. That's what keeps people from not doing certain things. It's the consequences of the actions, right? So my household it's like high risk, low reward, or high reward, low risk, right? So at the end of the day, my reward system for, like, let's say my 10-year-old, right, going on 11, his reward system for him getting, you know what I'm saying, straight A's, making an honor roll, this and the third. Oh, what you want? Like, as soon as the report card come out, oh, what you want? Well, you want a new game? You want this? You want this, that, and the third? My reward is just as swift as my discipline. You feel what I'm saying? There's a balance here. You understand what I'm saying? So his fear of his consequences of, okay, I did this wrong. I knew I messed up. I done cursed at my teacher. I done did this and the third. You know, I'm about to slide to that school. I'm sliding to the school immediately. Like, call me ASAP. You understand what I'm saying? Or right after school, as soon as you come home, it's on and popping. You already know. You might not even want to come in here. But the same goes for if you're doing good at that school, this and the third. My reward system is swift. Just as swift as my discipline. You feel what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, my son is not my friend. There's levels to respect in life. Like, there's people that go to work and they think their boss is their friend. No, that's your boss. That's not your friend. So people get that confused, and then you start slipping because of that level of respect. There has to be a line drawn in the sand. You know what I'm saying? Between people, there's a hierarchy. There's a hierarchy to life. You see what I'm saying? That's just human civilization. There's always been a hierarchy to life. So I'm not about to put I'm not putting my son on the same level of hierarchy in this family because I am the top of the family. I am not. We don't sit on the same playing field, bro. You see what I'm saying? But my son does come home and tell me anything. For instance, my son came home and told me he got into a little scuffle at school. I go and I ask him, why'd you get in a little scuffle at school? He explains it to me, this and the third. You feel what I'm saying? And then I'm like, yo, you was wrong. You was right. I explained to him what was, you know what I'm saying? Why you going to get in a scuffle? Why'd you take that route? The consequences could be from you taking that route, this and the third. To me, his scuffle was justified. You get what I'm saying? So I said, yeah, okay, you was right in that situation, but there are consequences to your actions as a man. But as a man in this country, as a black man in this country, I understand that the justice system and the system is swift and immediate punishment. You feel what I'm saying? So if I let if I let my kid just run around thinking that everything can be solved in a conversation or everything can be solved this way, that he get out in that real world and shit is swift and fierce when it comes to men. Like men, we don't like, men's anger isn't conversations. It's more physical. You get what I'm saying? Same thing with the justice system. My son goes, the scariest time of my life has been in the courtroom and had a judge in front of me dictate my future, bro. That's just something that I've experienced in my life. You know what I'm saying? That's scary as shit. You feel what I'm saying? Before I got there, I had all the regrets in the world. You feel what I'm saying? When I was in the jail cell, but before I got in the jail cell, it was all fun and games. It was this and the third because I didn't respect or nor did I fear the system that was in place. You see what I'm saying? So I'm just saying, fear is a healthy thing. Like, abuse is different. Abuse is you fearing for the wrong reasons. You feel what I'm saying? But my son doesn't fear abuse. He fears abuse for his actions, not just I'm gonna walk in my house to get beat today. No, if I walk in my house today and I did the right thing, I'm gonna get rewarded. If I walk in my house and I did the wrong thing, yeah, it's coming because that's what life is built about, bro. And there is a hierarchy to life. Everybody is not on the same playing field. No matter how you try to place it, there's no way we on the same playing field. Just like your boss is not on the same playing field as you. Just keeping it real.
Facts. And I like how you brought up the thing about leveling, because it's just like if we talking, if we talking to our friends and whatnot, and our friends give us advice, there's only certain friends we even respect enough to take advice from, and those are always the friends that we subconsciously have at a higher level than we usually move. So if you as a parent and you're only communicating, you're not putting some type of disciplinary system in place, and you're only communicating, you're seen as a friend, what's making them respect you? Especially if we see that most of these days kids don't want to be exactly what their parents are. So they're not aiming to be where their parents are. Obviously, if you got a role model of a dad, that's who you listen to. But most of the time, the kids got their own paths they want to follow. They got their own thoughts they want to be. So they're not emulating you. Your friends have things that they're emulating, so you want to match them, but not in this case. So you can't really be friends with a kid because a kid is not seeing you as a proper friend. There's no discipline you can do if he sees you as a friend, because it's like, what the fuck are you talking to me for? Same as if I see another friend on the street. Who you think you is, nigga? You can say something to me, but that's about it. You can't check me. And then eventually, if you acting like that as a kid to it, acting like a friend towards your kid, he gonna feel the same way. Who you think you is checking me? And that's how you see a lot of these kids start putting their hands on their own fucking parents, and it's getting real fucking crazy. But I'll end it there. But
yeah, like for instance, right? As a man, Frank, right? I want to say this real quick. As a man, you know how the man world works, right? There's dudes that get respect and there's dudes that get disrespected. My son have a clear understanding. Sometimes you have to earn your respect in the man's world, bro. Sometimes you got to earn your respect, whether it's you got to put hands and feet on somebody, this and the third, however it goes. One thing I'm not going to allow you to be is some dude that's one around getting disrespected, trying to solve all your problems with a conversation, this and third. Life is life, bro. You know what I'm saying? So my son's a firm understanding. Yo, if somebody's trying to punk you, somebody trying to do something to you, you got all rights to do what you do to defend yourself, blah, 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 blah. Don't be a bully, though. I would discipline myself for being a bully at the same time. But as a man, though, there's a certain level of respect that you have to command as a man. And sometimes it has to get to a level of physicality. And if my son ain't never been in a physicality type of situation, he's not gonna know how to handle them situations as a man in this world, bro. That's just my whole thing. Like,
no, that's 100. That's 100 for sure, my boy. But Ian ain't spoke yet, so I'm gonna let Ian go, and then I'm gonna give it to Barbecue. Ian,
Hello, good people. How y'all doing?
what's good, my boy?
Good, good. Hey, I am a 56, father of 5. My oldest is 31, 3 girls, 2 boys. I hear, first of all, great, healthy conversations. I can appreciate spaces where people disagree and still remain respectful.
Man, fuck that. Get to the point.
What just happened? I stepped away quick as hell. What just happened? You good, Ian?
Go ahead, Ian, bro. I'm drunk, bro. Don't mind me, bro.
Yeah, I'm not sure what happened. But anyway, I like spaces like this that people can disagree and have a conversation. So with regards to my position on parenting and discipline, in particular with this whole thing is whooping the child wrong, uh, I think context matters, on how we're whooping and why we're whooping. If we're looking for any little particular thing, in my opinion, that's wrong. If it has to be for me something totally egregious to a certain level that it warrants that. I look for other means first and foremost as discipline, whether taking away particular items, push-ups, jumps, jumping jacks, whatever. I'm going to look for something else that I'm going to make sure the punishment fits the crime in particular. All right, not every punishment warrants an ass whooping. Now, with regards to even if it is an ass whooping, once the punishment is dealt out, I wait a little while. I make sure I have a conversation with them in a calm tone manner, let them understand, I love you, right? Yes. You know why I did this? This is what I'm upset about, this, that, and the other. This is what you did. This is what's wrong. This is why this happened. So we have that part of we do have that type of a healthy conversation thereafter. Lastly, I am never my child's friend. I might be friendly at times with my children, but I'm never their friend, because if ever there's a conflict between being a parent and being a friend, the friend will lose. So I never choose that, in my conversation and my relations with my children. Again, my oldest is 31. So, and that's it. I just wanted to share that piece.
Appreciate that, Ian. Appreciate that. What's good, Barbecue?
Hey, so a couple things. So for one thing, with I know that you guys were talking about fear and respect and everything. I will say, like, there's some parents that kind of have your respect without them ever having to put your hands on you. The times my dad's probably put his hands on me, it's probably either been when I was too young to remember, And after that, I could count on one hand. But it's like the man could say he was disappointed in me, and it would be enough for me. I think my mom, on the other hand, though, she was more of the disciplinarian, but she and I bumped heads the most. To the point where I got older, and they did have a point where they would put me on punishment for like every little thing. And eventually it just stopped working for me just until I left the house. Like, it was just getting irritating because it would feel like, look, you guys only ever seem to recognize when I do something wrong. And I think that there's an extent to which people need to positively reinforce things. I wasn't a bad kid. I never snuck anybody into my house. I was not out here sexting older men. I was not out here doing drugs. I wasn't doing any of that. Like, anything, I talked back a little bit, but it's like, it was never, I didn't cuss at my parents. I didn't call them out their names. I didn't do, but